Welcome to the first episode of Howl at the Tune, the show where we take a deep dive into the lyrics of your favorite songs. Here with me today is Eleanor. How you doing, Eleanor?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Doing great. How's your week?
It's pretty good.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. Well, without any further ado, we will jump straight into the lyric deep dive of this week with Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus.
You never said your name.
I'm Jack. So the lyrics start with, her name is Noelle. I have a dream about her. She rings my bell. I got gym class in half an hour. Eleanor, any first takes?
So I think straight off the bat, her name is Noelle. Pretty straightforward. It's about a girl named Noelle. He had a dream about her.
Yeah, so
I think that's where it gets tricky.
Yeah, does he I'm confused if this is an actual dream that he had, or he has a dream of being with her.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Because I had a dream about her. Was it what? What kind of dream? What were you doing? If it's just an actual dream he had, that could mean anything.
It could.
But
so
if
the
he's
next
I
part,
have a dream about her, dream being with her, that's super different.
So I think this next line clears it up a little more. She rings my bell. What the hell does that mean?
That's gotta mean he has a dream of being with her. She rings my bell.
Well, I don't know what that means.
I wouldn't say that about just anyone.
Okay.
I wouldn't say oh, he rings my bell.
Does that mean turn you on?
Yeah, it's gotta, right?
I don't know.
I wouldn't say just anybody rings my bell.
Let's see. So then we have this very sharp transition. I got gym class in half an hour.
Well, so they're in high school or middle school.
This better be high school. It's high school. We know it's high school.
We don't know it's high school.
They
because
say
we'll get to it later.
We'll get to it
because
later.
we
It
don't.
talks about the prom.
I guess true. Maybe it goes on throughout their years together. We don't know that.
We don't know that. But just the abrupt, I got gym class in half an hour.
I got gym class in half an hour.
Well, don't get us copyright strike. Okay, so then...
I didn't think I sounded that good.
Going on. Oh, how she rocks in kids in tube socks. I thought this line was, oh, how she rocks kids in tube socks. I assumed...
Kids, the shoes.
Yeah, I assumed it was saying kids in tube socks. I thought they were playing dodgeball, and she was just fucking pegging kids with dodgeballs.
I used to wear kids in tube socks every day to high school because we could only wear it... Well, for a while, just a side story about me, my uniform in high school, we could wear K-Swiss tennis shoes or Oxford shoes. But later it got remanded to where we could wear any white tennis shoes, and so Keds became the thing, and so we would wear Keds and tube socks all the time.
Okay.
So I always immediately knew what that line was.
Okay,
just from
fair.
my own personal experience.
That's fair. So he's saying she's looking really good in white sneakers and tube socks.
No, she's rocking the Keds.
Oh,
and
rocking
tube
the
socks.
Keds and
Not
tube
even
socks.
just looking really. She's rocking them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So he really likes her.
That's what we're getting. The next two lines give us a lot of insight. But she doesn't know who I am. She doesn't give a damn about me. This, I wonder, she doesn't know who I am. Does she not know of him, at all? If she doesn't know that kid who sits in the back of the class, or is it she doesn't know me, about who I am?
That's a good point. I've always thought of it as she doesn't know the first part. She doesn't know who I am. He's just kind of a loner. He's just a huge crush on her.
That's what I thought. But the second line following that, and she doesn't give a damn about me.
Because if you don't know anybody, how can you give a damn about them?
That's true, but I wouldn't. It seems poignant to put in the line of, and she doesn't give a damn about me. It's not she doesn't know who I am, comma. It's and she doesn't give a damn about me.
She doesn't know who I am. Yeah, I don't know. But I think it's worse. I mean, I'm not going to put any spoilers in the song, but knowing what you know about how the song ends, I guess it would make more sense actually for her to just not know him, in quotes.
Yeah.
Of being I just don't really know who he is. I know who he is, but I don't know who he is.
That's fair. But clearly, he's saying she doesn't give a damn about me. That line's going to come back later. And then we get into the chorus here. Because I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, baby, with me.
Well, so he knows. He's just I'm kind of a loner. I'm just kind of nothing. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm wondering what teenage dirtbag means in this context, because the only thing we have to go off of that is that he listens to Iron Maiden.
I'm assuming he's like a skater punk boy.
That could be fair. But the only thing that he gives us is that he listens to Iron Maiden. I don't think just listening to Iron Maiden makes you a dirtbag.
Right, but that's also such like a skater punk boy thing to think.
That
right?
you're just a dirtbag?
Like, oh, I'm just a dirtbag. And like, no one else is thinking that about you.
What was that accent?
I'm just a dirtbag. But like, that's like a thing. And like, no one else is thinking that about them. They're just like, oh, that's just like who he is.
Okay, so like,
He's
I'm
like,
a punk.
oh, I'm so edgy. I'm such a dirtbag. I'm such a bleh. And it's like, you're the only one thinking that about yourself.
Everyone
I think
else
this
doesn't
song
really care.
is low-key very self-indulgent.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. It's very much so.
Yeah, like he's like, oh my god, I'm so misunderstood. And everyone else is like, no, he just like skates and he hangs out with the skaters.
Yeah.
And he's like, I listen to Iron Maiden, like I'm so disturbed.
I'm
and it's like,
edgy, listening to one of the
like
greatest
one
rock
of the
bands
biggest
of-
metal bands ever.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude,
Everybody likes Iron
no
Maiden.
one, yeah, like everybody knows about Iron Maiden.
That doesn't make you like special.
I think he's just kind of a
Dirtbag.
dirtbag.
All right, getting into the next stanza here. Her boyfriend's a dick. He brings a gun to school. Already.
Whoa, he really is a dick.
Bringing a gun to school.
That's a dick move.
Also, a pretty. When did the song come out?
It's like the 90s, right?
Okay. I still feel like red flag should be flying there, but okay. Anyway, so this is the line that my favorite line. And he'd simply kick my ass if he knew the truth. What truth?
I guess the truth that he's into his girlfriend.
Presumably, this guy, who we'll get to later, is pretty freaking cool. He brings a gun to school and he
I
drives
wouldn't say
a car.
That's cool.
It's
I wouldn't say it's cool that he
High
brings
school.
a gun to
No, I'm not
school.
saying it's like acceptable or anything, but like that's a pretty freaking baller thing to do.
Okay, but here's my issue with the song is he's like, I'm a teenage dirtbag, like, you know anything about me. What is more dirtbag than bringing a gun to school?
Yeah.
Like, so Noelle is clearly into dirtbags.
Oh, I see. So
why does he
going
think he
for
doesn't have a
that.
chance?
That's a good point.
You know?
He'd simply kick my ass if he knew the truth. So I'm just going back to my point. Presumably, this guy is pretty freaking cool. If she doesn't give a damn about who this skater guy is. I'm picturing this guy as a pretty popular guy. I'm picturing her as a very attractive woman.
Right.
Like the hottest girl in school. Everybody's gonna have a crush on her.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna kick every guy. Like he probably. I would want everyone to think my girlfriend's attractive.
Right. But so now I'm thinking maybe Noelle is also kind of grungy and into that scene.
Okay.
Because, you know, like, her boyfriend's bringing a gun to school. He's clearly willing to kick somebody's ass. And this guy clearly thinks he's grungy. He's like, I'm a dirtbag, I listen to Iron Maiden, which, again, is a whole other thing. But so maybe Noelle is also kind of into that, like, scene thing.
Yeah, but okay, so
maybe she's not everyone's type.
That's fair. So I'm not picturing this guy grungy as the same way, though. Not like dirty grungy. He's like alpha grungy. Like,
I mean, Noelle's
he's like
definitely hot.
cool. He's like smoking cigarettes with the boys.
Right.
He's skipping class. This other guy, the teenage dirtbag, the main character, he's not going out with the cool kids. He's like hanging out with like a couple kids skateboarding.
Yeah.
But he's not driving a car. Which
no.
let's
and
get
Noelle
to
is definitely hot, but I'm not convinced she's everyone's type of hot. You know, I think she's a specific type of hot where like these kinds of guys are going for her.
Maybe. But so to continue on with the boyfriend, he lives on my block and he drives and I rock. I always thought this lyric was he drives
and I rock.
And I rock.
I thought it was that too.
Yeah, I was.
What's an I rock?
It's a type of car. It's pretty. I think it's a cool car. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I think it was cool at the time. But so I thought he drives and I rock, which I feel like aren't mutually exclusive, so that confused me.
Right?
This makes more sense. He drives and I rock a car, kind of a cool car, whatever. So yeah, he's driving a car in high school, so he's already pretty cool.
Yeah.
Plus he brings a gun to school.
I drove a car in high school. I wasn't cool.
It's like a stereotype in like TV shows and stuff. Or if you have a car,
I guess we can roll with that.
the first one, and so he clearly doesn't have a car because the teenage
Because
dirtbag.
he doesn't know who I am.
Yeah, so then going on, he says, and he doesn't know who I am, and he doesn't give a damn about me.
So do you think it's the same kind of he doesn't know who I am as it is Noelle? Or do you think the boyfriend actually has no idea who he is?
I'm kind of going more towards the, like, he legitimately does not know who this person is.
That's what I was thinking too.
Because
he and Noelle have to have some kind of history, a little bit.
Maybe.
But I don't think he and the boyfriend have any history.
But they live on the block together, so they are neighbors.
So maybe they do.
Maybe they do. But so when the follow-up, he doesn't give a damn about me. He doesn't know who I am. He doesn't care if the boyfriend, like, knows who he is, that he's, like, not just this edgy guy, that there's, like, depth to him and stuff like that.
Right.
So he's more of just, like, he doesn't know who I am. He doesn't give a damn about me.
He lives on my block. And obviously he knows what kind of car that guy drives. Like,
Yeah.
they have to see each other frequently.
I don't know how
At
big
least,
the
like,
school
going
is.
To school. No, that's another good point.
But I feel even if it's a very large school, I would still recognize people. But then going on, so going back, he said he'd simply kick my ass if he knew the truth, and yet he doesn't give a damn about me.
Right.
Which confuses me more on what the truth is.
I guess it's more about who the boyfriend is as a person. Where, like, he's just willing to beat up anybody. He doesn't care. He's like, you looked at my girl, I don't care who you are, I'm beating you up. Literally, like, no connections at all. He's just, like, kind of a violent,
I can see that.
rude guy.
Like Biff from Back to the Future kind of thing.
Right. Just, like, always willing to fight. Like, doesn't care if it means anything. He's just, like, a teenage dirtbag, if you will.
Yeah. Going on to the next, we have the chorus again. And then after that, it's like...
Oh, yeah! Dirtbag! No, she doesn't know what she's missing.
They know how the song goes.
Oh, yeah!
So then...
Dirtbag!
Yeah, so we know how that goes.
No, she doesn't know what she's missing.
Yep, so she doesn't know what she's missing.
Whoa.
What could she possibly be missing?
Well, he clearly has a lot to offer. Like,
what does he have to offer?
Because we talked about that. That's the thing. Is like she's like she doesn't know who I am. Truly.
We don't know who he is. The only thing he says about himself is that he's a teenage dirtbag and listens to Iron Maiden.
Well, he does low self-esteem. You know, he's the writer of the song. We gotta take his word for it. He's the protagonist of the song.
That's fine, but
we gotta take his word for it.
I
truly don't know what she's missing.
I don't know
Except
what she's
for the
missing.
fact, well, I'm not gonna spoil anything for those of you who have not heard this song. But they do have commonalities by the end.
We'll cycle around to some conspiracies by the end.
Maybe her boyfriend doesn't have those commonalities, but...
That could be. He's driving an IROC, he brings a gun to school, and he doesn't listen to Iron Maiden.
Yeah, he sounds he sounds awful.
Well, I don't think off, but he sounds like exactly the type of dude who's listening to Iron Maiden.
But he's not listening to Iron Maiden.
Do we know that?
Well, she's not going to the Iron Maiden concert with him.
That's true. I don't get it.
I don't know. I think this is a very obviously, like, wallowing, self-pity teenage song, but I don't think we can discount the protagonist of the song, where clearly I trust him, right? I trust him as a person. I think he wouldn't pick a girl that was bad for him. I think he picked a girl that he knew that was good for him. But, you know, she was just too into the scene of having the hot guy that drove a car, and he was like, oh my God, if only she knew how happy we could be together.
That's fair. I can see that.
Because to be fair, we know very little about Noelle. All we know is she rocks Keds and tube socks.
That's fair.
They could be perfect together.
They
we don't
could
know.
be. That's very true. Going on to the next line, I want to really focus in on this one. Man, I feel like mold. No one in the history of ever has ever said, man, I feel like mold.
This is objectively the worst lyric in the song.
What does that mean? What does feeling like mold mean?
I guess it's just like feeling bad, but like...
Mold?
Yeah, literally, objectively, the worst lyric in this song. Like, so bad. No one says that. It's not a saying.
It's not, and it was very forced in. it's because the next line is, it's prom night and I am lonely, lo and behold.
Yeah, horrible.
They clearly said behold has to be in here. But
horrible.
Another question.
I think they wrote that line. I think they wrote, it's prom night and I am lonely, lo and behold. I think they wrote that line before they wrote, man, I feel like mold.
Which teenager that listens to Iron Maiden is kind of a dirtbag says the expression lo and behold?
I know.
It's a very weird line.
Such a weird line.
You think he's like, who says lo and behold? Is it like a teenager, like lo and behold?
I feel like maybe it was like a dare. Like they were like, Weedus, fit lo and behold into a song.
I could see that.
And they did that, and they were like, what can go before this? Like, how do we fit this into a song?
That's fair.
Because I feel like that had to have been a dare or something.
So just going back to the man, I feel like mold. What do you think he feels? What does feeling like mold feel like?
I guess like grimy and gross and like, I don't know, I'm allergic to mold, so maybe like allergenic. I don't know. like
I'm picturing like if a rock is near moisture and it doesn't move for a long time, it's gonna grow mold.
But that could be a positive thing.
I guess.
Mold grows where mold grows, you know? It's got to have an ecosystem.
He clearly doesn't feel good because he's feeling lonely. It's prom night and I'm lonely.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it doesn't make sense because mold isn't necessarily a lonely feeling.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Mold, like you feel what, like ugly, like
could be
like
no
sickening.
No one likes mold. Like if you get mold, you're like, oh dang it, I got mold now. So maybe that's
well, some people like a moldy, not moldy cheese, but cheese is just essentially moldy milk.
Do you think
right?
that's what he's going for? You
no,
think he's
I
going
don't.
For moldy
but I'm
cheese?
saying that's a flaw in that line. Is like sometimes mold is good.
That's good. That could be. It's prom night and I am lonely. Lo and behold, she's walking over to me. This must be fake. My lip starts to shake.
Okay,
so many questions.
Yeah, where is he on prom night when she starts walking?
I was curious about. Is he at prom?
Is he at prom? Is he at his house?
Is he the type of guy to go to prom alone?
He does not seem like the guy who likes prom at all.
Going to it in general.
And she seems like the girl that would go to prom.
Yeah, she's prom queen.
So like
1,000%.
Is he at his house? And she's like, I've got to find that teenage dirtbag. Who I don't even know who he is.
Don't know who she is. But so he's got to be at prom.
In the corner with a like scene haircut.
Something like that. But then like where's her boyfriend?
Right?
He was going to kick her ass if he knew that he had a... Yeah. He would kick someone's ass for having a crush on her. And then he's getting cucked on prom. And he's not going to do anything about it.
Nothing.
He absolutely would beat the living crap out of this guy.
Okay, let's go through it. Man, I feel like mold. It's prom night.
You don't gotta sing it.
I am lonely.
No one wants to hear you
and
sing.
Beyond. And she's walking over
to me. This must be
this
fake.
must be fate. My
Fake.
lip starts to It's fate.
It's fake.
I've always said it is fate.
Yeah, so she's walking to be a fake, which I would like to. We'll get through it. We'll come back to the conspiracies. We'll continue on. So his lip starts to shake. He's
I don't know.
quivering.
Okay, we can get back to it.
He's
but I'm
quivering.
not done with that yet.
How does she know who I am, and why does she give a damn about me?
Maybe
An excellent question.
I guess she's always had a crush on him too.
Maybe
That's what I've always
from
thought.
afar.
It's like, yeah, she's like, he's cute, but she's had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
It's like, what is she doing
on prom night.
On prom night?
We'll get to the conspiracies at the end.
Okay.
So at the end, she says,
I've got two
You don't-
tickets to
I've got 2 tickets to Iron Maiden, baby. Come with me Friday.
Come with
Don't
me
say maybe.
Friday.
I'm just a
Don't
teenage
say
dirtbag, baby.
maybe.
Like you.
I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby, like you.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep, so that's how...
Oh, yeah!
Nope, okay.
Dirtbag!
That's how it goes. So she comes up to him saying, I've got 2 tickets to Iron Maiden, baby. Come with me Friday. Don't say maybe. It's not even that night.
So she's also fully in a relationship, planning a date with this other guy. There in no part in the song did her and her boyfriend with the card break up.
That we know of.
That we know of. Maybe they did right before prom.
Maybe.
I don't know. But
Come with me Friday. Don't say
assuming they
maybe.
didn't, she just apparently knew his favorite band and bought tickets
I'm
to
imagining
it.
he wears an Iron Maiden shirt every day.
Yeah, good point.
He's probably like in his like classes, if he has to write an essay on something, it's probably Iron Maiden.
Yeah,
It's very important to
It's
him.
his personality trait.
It's
He
his
likes
only
Iron
personality
Maiden.
trait. So come with me, Friday. So she's at prom, going up to him saying, "Hey, I have a concert on Friday. Come with me."
Yeah,
They're
when
not
is
even addressing prom.
What, is prom on like a Tuesday?
That's a great question. I haven't thought about that.
On Friday, because if prom was on a Friday, I feel like she wouldn't say Friday. I feel like maybe if it was a Saturday or something.
Maybe. I would probably be like, next Friday I have a concert.
Right? Like if it's otherwise, what is prom? What day of the week is prom on?
I feel like prom
Saturday.
is normally a Friday.
I have no idea what day my prom is.
I don't know, but it's an odd line.
It's a weird thing to say to a guy you don't know.
To a guy you don't know.
Haven't spoken to before. And what a coincidence that they both just have these weird crushes on each other.
Yeah. So let's go into some conspiracies. The first and most popular one is the fact that this is all just a fantasy in his head.
Okay, fair.
Which kind of makes sense. So at the beginning, he has a dream about her. Was
right.
this all part of the
dream? Okay.
So he says, I have a dream about her. And then it immediately goes into she rings my bell. And then so like it starts off in gym class. And it's kind of like that dream where it's like going all over the place. And people vaguely know things about things. It's no one really has any understanding of like who people are. They're just kind of, it's ideas more than it is than anything concrete.
Maybe he just sees her at prom and imagines this whole scenario.
That could also be a thing.
He sees her wearing an Iron Maiden t-shirt and is like, I have to like Iron Maiden now too.
That could be, yeah. Yeah, so that could be another thing.
That could make so much sense. Like, he originally saw her wearing an Iron Maiden t-shirt, and in his mind, he was, like, inviting her to an Iron Maiden concert, even though he doesn't even like Iron Maiden.
That could make sense, because then if he doesn't really know what, like, an Iron Maiden metalhead guy is like, he's like, I'm a teenage dirtbag. I like Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Which doesn't, it's like, there's more like, to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's more of a scumbag to be a teenage dirtbag than just to like Iron Maiden.
What would also be really funny, just if this whole scenario is real, if like she just borrowed that shirt from like her mom.
You guys know what that means. 60 seconds on the clock every week. We take 60 seconds out of the show to go talk about Avril Lavigne Intervene. To talk about Avril Lavigne.
What's Avril Lavigne up to these days?
So we are going to go over how many times has Avril Lavigne been married. Her first marriage was to Derek Whibley of Sum 41. I think goes very well together. Like that's a couple I can see.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They're popping at the same time, makes
sense.
Pop
punk, I get it.
They were married for 3 years, separated in 2009.
I can name several bangers by both of them. Makes sense.
Makes sense. Going on to the next person she dated, married to.
How many times has she been married?
3. Chad Kroger of
What?
Did you not know that?
I had no idea. Chad Kroger?
Yeah, they were married for only 2 years.
How'd you let that one go?
Currently, she is seeing Maud's son, real name Derek Smith, which is pretty interesting. They've been on and off since like 2017, but that about does it for this Avril Lavigne Intervene.
God, I want to talk so much more about how she's married to Derek Kroger.
We can't. We gotta go back.
I can't believe it's only a minute.
All right, back to the show, the lyric deep dive. Yeah, we're going over the conspiracies. So yes, was it all a dream? Is this an actual dream?
Did she even like Iron Maiden? Fantasy? Did she just borrow the shirt from her mom or brother or something?
Maybe she slept over at like her boyfriend's place, and then that was the only shirt that was there.
Oh my god.
So he's like way off base.
Maybe the boyfriend and the protagonist should be together.
Maybe. I don't think the protagonist really likes the boyfriend.
Well, he does, because he thinks that the girlfriend is like the boyfriend.
Could be. Well, that's assuming he likes Iron Maiden. It isn't just doing the Iron Maiden.
That's what I'm saying.
Thing.
She just borrowed the shirt from the boyfriend.
Yeah, but we're saying that the protagonist doesn't actually like.
True. Mm-hmm. Good point. There's so many layers.
There's so many layers here. So the other conspiracy, is that this was all like a big prank thing. So it's at prom, they carry this guy, being like. They're like, oh my god, it would be so funny. Go over there and invite him to an Iron Maiden concert.
Right. Because he's like a big Iron Maiden.
He's
person.
actually is a big Iron Maiden fan, and everyone knows he has a crush
and she's
on her.
actually cool.
Yeah, she's like a popular like
Right.
jerk.
Okay.
So her boyfriend is like, oh my god, go invite him to a Iron Maiden concert. Jerk move. Kind of a funny prank.
That's sad.
Just sad. That could be a possibility. The other one, I guess, if she knows that there's some beef between the protagonist and the boyfriend, and she has a big fight with the boyfriend, maybe he hooked up with someone else on prom night. Maybe
the boyfriend did?
Yeah, maybe the boyfriend did. That's a pretty stereotypical thing to do at that time. Or maybe he like didn't show up because he wanted to like go knock a few back with the boys.
Car.
Exactly.
His IROC.
Go do some donuts on the football field, getting some, like typical cliche teenage high school movie stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, I wanted to go to prom. And he's like, nah, I gotta kick it with the boys. So she's like, fine, fuck you. I'm going to go take out this guy to Iron Maiden.
Right. So one weird thing about that theory is if she really wants to go to prom, I imagine her as being the actual cool, popular girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe, and I guess in that scenario, she is a really cool, popular girl that just has this like steamy side for the bad boy.
Okay, I can see that.
But in several of the other scenarios, I see her just also being kind of like hot, obviously, and popular in her group, but not actually popular in the school. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying, yeah. I could see that.
So we really got to break down who Noelle is.
Who is Noelle? Yeah, it's a great question. It's also interesting that she's the only name that comes up.
Only one.
We don't know the boyfriend's name or the main guy, the dirtbag's name.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Let's see, I thought there was another conspiracy here. Do you have any other conspiracies about this? Any other hot takes?
Not real. I guess the first time walking through the song, the way I viewed it originally before ever diving into it was that she was just a cool girl. And she was dating, but also she was kind of into dirtbags. Like her boyfriend was kind of a dirtbag.
Sure.
But he was rude, like not a good dirtbag. And then, so she was kind of interested in this guy. They knew each other briefly from classes, like, but not really. Like maybe they were like chemistry partners one time. And she was like, that guy's cool. Like, that guy's funny. He pays attention to me. And my boyfriend, who drives an IROC, doesn't. And I guess she just was over it. I never really thought about the prom part where she went up to him.
It's on prom night.
It's on prom night. So either her boyfriend was actually a dirtbag, like didn't give a hoot about her, or didn't show up, and she was like, I'm gonna give a hoot about myself tonight.
That is a possibility, that it was just a good thing the whole way through.
Yeah.
I don't think so, though.
I don't think so either. There's no way.
The more I'm
he says
looking
her
into
boyfriend's
it,
a dick.
yeah.
Like he brings a gun to school.
That line was glossed over in the song.
So glossed over. Also, like, I know like school shootings are so big now. We can edit this out. I'm just talking about it now. But they were pretty big in the 90s, too. Like, that was a huge issue at the time. Like, you can't just bring that up in a song. That's
brings
touchy.
A gun to school. But then why is he bringing a gun to school? Because he said he would kick his ass.
What?
He's not going to shoot. He didn't say, oh, fuck, this guy's going to shoot me if he sees me flirting with a girlfriend. He's, like, only worried about getting his ass beat.
What's he bringing a gun to school for?
I don't know. And the fact that it's well known that he brings a gun to school.
Where'd he get a gun from?
He can get a gun.
So he's sketchy. He's in, like, a weird, sketchy group.
He's in a weird, sketchy group. There's no doubt about that. But
so that's Noelle's type.
It's Noelle's type.
She's into dirtbags. I feel like that's pretty well settled at this point.
She's into dirtbags, for sure. But, like, what type of dirtbag?
Because also, I feel like the protagonist, he's not really a dirtbag.
He's not a dirtbag.
I think he's a nice guy that dresses like a dirtbag.
I bet you he has good grades.
Definitely has good grades. The only thing we know about him is he listens to Iron Maiden.
That's it.
Like, he's not actually, like, a dirtbag.
Yeah.
He just dresses like one, maybe wants to be in that scene, but can't really. He probably, like, skateboards, but, like,
not well.
And not well, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Like, wears skinny jeans.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of black.
The scene haircut.
I can see that.
But he's kind of a poser.
Scene was like after, was it like 2000s though, right?
Yeah.
It was in the 90s?
I think it was in the 90s.
So would he be wearing a scene
Maybe
haircut?
he was ahead of his time.
Okay, well, that's fair. Very good possibility there. But I think, like, conclusions from the song, it doesn't go the way you think it's gonna go.
I
like,
think
if
it goes
you
exactly the way you think
okay,
it's gonna
if you're
go.
listening to this at a bar or something like that, it's not the song that you think it is.
What do you
It's not
mean?
this triumph of a loser teenage dirtbag
Oh no, he gets the girl in the end.
in the song, but not in real life. Like,
Well, not in real life, obviously.
and then we're saying that
But
the
I think
song
when you
is
listen to the
is
song,
like
it's exactly how you. I think it ends exactly how you think it's gonna end for a song.
okay for this, but like if you dive into the lyrics,
Okay, yeah.
he's not actually coming out on top.
No.
Yeah. Noel's into dirtbags. The boyfriend is
It's
a
a
better dirtbag.
actual dirtbag.
Actual dirtbag.
Like actual bad person.
But cool.
Cool, but like bad.
Cool
like,
but bad. But
Like he's cool because you're in high school and you're like, oh my god. But like looking, you're like, dude, you're a bad person.
yeah, not actually cool. But like in like high school, what is cool? He's cool as shit.
Right.
This guy,
He's
this
a loser.
fake dirtbag,
He's a loser.
is not a
He's
not
a poser.
not a dirt. He's a poser. Poser, I think, sums him up pretty well.
Yeah.
Not cool.
And
Tries to be cool. He thinks he's misunderstood.
dare I say, I think he's a little bit like that just because he has a crush on Noelle.
I think
And he wants to kind of be the guy she wants to be with.
I can very much see that.
So I would say overall, Noelle is the villain.
What does
Of
she
the
do
song.
wrong?
Well, she turns the protagonist, the singer, the lead guy, the point of view,
Just for being hot though?
into a dirtbag, and her boyfriend sucks.
Her boyfriend does suck.
And I think she's just turning guys into dirtbags.
I don't think it's her fault.
It's not her fault. I guess it's not her fault. I guess the villain is the singer, the point of view.
Yeah, I think
He is the villain.
I don't know if there's like necessarily like a villain, good guy, bad guy, but I don't think he's a good guy.
If we had to pick one, I would say the point of view of the song is the villain.
That could be true. That's fair. Okay, do
Yeah,
you have any
you're
other?
right. It's not Noelle's fault that she's hot and that
Yeah.
she likes dirtbags.
And then like
Her
the
boyfriend sucks.
boyfriend sucks, but the boyfriend is keeping to himself for the most part.
Right.
Brings a gun to school, but I don't
No
think
one
he's.
said he used it.
Yeah, he's not using it.
But don't bring guns to
Don't bring
schools,
guns to
guys.
school.
It's really not cool. Like, nothing is cool about that. Not funny and not cool.
It's a little funny,
He's lying. It's not funny
It's not
at all.
but yeah, the boyfriend, kind of keep him to himself. He never kicked his ass, even after if the girlfriend did come up to him in real life and give him prom tickets, the boyfriend would have beat the living piss out of that guy.
Right.
So either it cuts off too early, and there's like a very sad part 2 to this song where nobody's happy, or it's not real.
I'm kind of in two minds about it because I think it would make more sense for it to not be real. Like, it's just his fantasy of Noelle coming up to him at prom and doing this. But also, the more we've discussed about Noelle and her type in men and everything, I think it's feasible that she did do it because she saw him and she was like, clearly her boyfriend's a dick. That's been well stated. She was like, you know what? My boyfriend's a dick. I want a nice guy who looks like my boyfriend.
I'm picturing the boyfriend buff as hell. I'm picturing teenage dirtbag scrawny as hell.
I'm picturing them exactly the same.
Like what size?
Literally identical.
But he
They're
says
both
he would.
short and skinny.
The boyfriend's got to be built.
Absolutely not.
He
That's
has
why he
to-
carries a gun to school.
He said he would
He
beat the
wouldn't-
shit out of me.
He wouldn't carry a gun to school if he was built.
He's got to be. He said he'd simply kick my ass if he knew the truth.
Well,
So he's even admitting.
that's about
He's like,
confidence. This guy is like, I'm weak, I don't know how to fight. Neither does Noelle's boyfriend.
I think
He just puts it on better.
I think he gets in fights.
He just puts
all
it
the
on
time.
better.
I think
Absolutely
this dude is
not.
huge. I think he's
So
getting
why
into
would Noelle
fights
be
all
with
the time
him?
because he's built.
But she likes the look of the bad boy.
You
She
can
doesn't
look like a
actually
bad
the
guy and
bad
be
boy.
built. She's with a guy who brings a gun to school.
No, I think they're both scene boys. I think they're both short and skinny.
The scene is 2000s.
Okay, excuse me for fitting the song into my reality.
We're not doing that. We're going into like a hard lyric breakdown. We got to give the people the truth.
They were both short. I think of them exactly the same.
Teenage
They're
Dirtbag is
identical.
skinny as hell. Boyfriend
Noel's boyfriend is also skinny as
is
hell.
ripped.
No, there's no way.
I just feel like you're so wrong on
I
this
think
one.
you're wrong.
And I'm pretty sure in the music video, he's built.
Okay, well, the music video is not what we're talking about. We're talking about the lyrics, which give us no indication that he's built.
That's fair.
They only give us an indication that he has anger issues.
Where does it say anger issues?
Well,
Oh,
just
he'd
kick my
kick
ass.
my ass.
Yeah.
Unless, do we go down? Is there something more nefarious going on? Has Teenage Dirtbag hurt Noelle? Because he'd simply kick
Hurt
my
her.
ass. Yeah, the boyfriend would simply kick my ass if he knew the truth. Is the truth that he is like fucked over Noelle in some way? She doesn't know who he is, but did he do something?
Oh my god. Good point.
Like, is he stalking her?
He actually might be.
He might be stalking, and so that makes sense why the boyfriend would kick his ass.
Yeah.
But then she comes up and gives him the... I guess that fits into the conspiracy thing. So if he's stalking her, and in his fantasy, she comes up and says, hey, let's go see Iron Maiden together. That's what he's, like, imagining.
So you think the end is still the fantasy?
Yeah. So I'm thinking...
But he's been stalking her this whole time. Like, he's crazy?
Like, not in the song at all, but he just stalks her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm a teenage dirtbag. Well, it's like, yeah, you are if you're stalking this girl.
Yeah, that's actually a dirtbag thing to do.
And the boyfriend, so like he knows, maybe it's not common knowledge that the boyfriend brings a gun to school, but he like follows them so much.
He knows.
He knows. Cause
maybe the boyfriend is bringing a gun to school to protect Noelle from the dirtbag.
It could be.
Because he's like, this guy's been stalking my girlfriend. I just want to be safe.
Yeah, we
like,
don't know
I'm
what he is.
worried about her. I don't know. He doesn't talk to us. Like, we don't know who he is.
Yeah.
He's just sketchy. Like, I'm trying to protect Noelle.
Yeah. And he's like, he follows us. He knows what car I drive. He lives on my block. Like,
yeah.
He's not subtle.
That is such a good point.
It could be. I'm just, from what we're given in the song, it fits.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. Well, do you have any other hot takes on this song before we wrap it up?
I found more hot takes than I even knew I had just talking about it. So, I think, yeah, I've come to no conclusion about it, truly. It's just something to chew on for the next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really good. The song, absolutely love it.
Yeah, it was a great song.
All right. So I think that does it for the lyric deep dive. Eleanor, do you have a song of the week?
I do. It is called... If Anybody Has Been Alive in the Past Year, No Body, No Crime by Taylor Swift featuring Haim, I believe. I know I'm late to the game, but it is a great song. Listen to it. It's amazing. Bone chilling, if you will. I think he did it,
Okay, we don't.
but I
It's just a lyric
can't
podcast. We don't
prove
sing.
it. Okay. Anyway, that's my recommendation. If you haven't heard it, give it a listen. If you have heard it, give it another listen. What's yours?
Okay, hot take on Taylor Swift, you said?
yeah. She's an up-and-coming artist.
Okay, I'll be sure to give her a listen.
Taylor Swift, like you're fast.
Okay. I've been really
pretty
jamming
new.
out to the Civil War's Devil's Backbone. Really good. Kind of country. It's mysterious. It's dark. Lyrics are really good. The vocals are insanely powerful. Absolutely love that song. Civil War's great band. Maybe we'll do a lyric deep dive on one of theirs sometime.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you want to reach the show, you can email us at howlathetune@gmail.com. We'd love to hear any comments, and if you have any suggestions on what you want us to do for next week, we'd love to hear it. All right, so I think that's all we got for you guys this week.
Well, thanks for listening.
Okay.
What?
So that'll do it for this week. Thanks for listening. If you want to reach the show, you can hit us up at howlathetune@gmail.com if we were successful in acquiring that Gmail. We had a slight issue in the recording studio. Some of our soundproof paneling came off, but Eleanor, why don't you close us out?
Have a good night. Stay safe. Do you, baby boo?
No.
I don't know. It fell on me. I don't know what to
Do
do.
you, baby boo?
I thought it was fun. I thought it was flirty.
Who are you flirting with?
Everybody, the world.
I guess we're keeping Do You, Baby Boo.
We don't have to. You can change it.
No, we're keeping
I'm
it.
not good with outros. The curtain fell on me, if anyone's wondering, and that's why I panicked.
Well, no, none of this is staying in. I think we did good.
I think we did great.
I think we end the recording, if it was recording.
Maybe that should be the ending.
I think
Just
we did great.
you being like, I think we did good. And me being like, I think we did